And it's day 4 of Severe Weather Awareness Week, and we're talking about the best practices for sheltering in place during active weather.
Plus, we're viewing the world through your eyes as we share your photos sent in on the First Alert Weather app and on social media.
Live on your side, First Alert Weather Extra starts right now.
And great having Lauren and Tania back with us here for Weather Extra on a record-setting Thursday.
I'm not complaining about it. It's pretty
Neither
nice.
am I.
It was nice out there today. I was on the road, took the storm tracker over to Fayette County, and I know with it being this warm, folks in Fayette County saw the storm tracker and were probably saying, okay,
Yeah.
I better check the weather app.
Yes.
We were out for a weather visit, and thankfully, of course, no storms today, even though it felt quite warm.
Yeah, you know, it is this time of the year when you get these warm setups. You have to watch if we could see a chance of storms. But hey, today everything's been behaving.
Yeah, and yeah, it is certainly unseasonably warm. I mean, average highs around 57. You flip that around, that's what we're dealing with right now. Let's take you over to what's next, and we're going to check back in with Lauren and Tania here as we continue with also Severe Weather Awareness Week. And with these warmer temperatures, no storms at the moment, but Tuscaloosa, 81 degrees today. That was the high temperature. That broke a record from 2019, which was 80 degrees. Now, there are storms happening. You can see in states north of Alabama, around Nashville, there is a slight risk for severe weather. All the stormy weather tonight is going to stay to our north, and it looks like during the day for tomorrow, we'll see most of the storms also staying to the north. But right now, you can see what we're tracking here. There are some lightning producers, but that's moving into parts of Kentucky, and it's wild. Last night, just up the road in parts of Indiana, there was lightning and freezing rain, and you can see there's a big dividing line right there between, well, basically winter and what we call fake spring, right? That's what's going on across the country, that boundary. That's all going to start sliding south next week, and that's when our weather becomes more active. Right now, we're in sort of a balmy, overcast, muggy setup. You really notice it at night and in the early morning hours. Tomorrow morning, Saturday morning, Sunday morning, it's going to be kind of overcast, misty, foggy, and then we break into a partly cloudy sky during the day, and temperatures nearing record levels for afternoon highs. So we're going to hang on to those warmer conditions. We do trend a little bit cooler into next week, but that's because rain is going to be more likely as we move ahead into next week. First off, let's get you set for a Friday, and again, not a total washout. You can see, though, clouds in the morning, maybe some patchy mist and drizzle there early in the day. Rest of the day, though, we'll break into some sunshine, and temperatures, depending on how much sunshine you get where you are, you could go much warmer than what you're seeing here. I mean, we could see some upper 70s near 80 degrees again. Winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. But rain chances next week, starting by Tuesday, go way up. It looks like periods of rain, perhaps a few thunderstorms as well. We'll tell you more about that coming up in First Alert Weather.
Thanks, Wes. And yes, we're not seeing any active weather as far as severe storms here across central Alabama, but there's actually some confirmed tornadoes up in parts of Kentucky and even Tennessee. So thankfully, quiet here, and we're also looking pretty quiet here for the weekend. Here's a quick look at your weekend outlook. Saturday, a few showers, mainly Saturday late night. Much of your Saturday will end up dry. Afternoon highs, very nice. We're talking near 80 degrees. Again, upper 70s, a few low 80s are possible. Sunday will trend about 10 degrees cooler, topping out in the upper 60s, but still a pretty decent day. There will be a chance for some passing showers, though, so just make sure you're checking in for updates using our WBRC First Alert Weather app. But as we head into the final days of Severe Weather Awareness Week, we've mentioned the different modes of severe weather and how we forecast the best ways to receive alerts, preparedness, and today is all about the best ways to seek shelter. Meteorologist Matt Daniel joins us now with more on seeking shelter during severe weather.
Well, as you know, all week long, we're talking about Severe Weather Awareness Week. We're getting ready for those active severe weather months of March, April, and May. And today we're going to be talking about sheltering. Where do you go in case there's a warning? So first of all, you got to have ways to receive that warning. A NOAA weather radio, of course, your app on your phone, of course, watching us on television. And the big question is, if you're sitting at home like this guy right here, what do you do? Where do you go? Well, this is where you make that plan right now. Whether it's at home, if you're at a school, at your business, nowhere to go. So obviously the best place, you want to get to the center part of your home. You want as many walls between you and the outside, a bathroom, a hallway, closet, something like that, and the lowest floor. That's going to be the ideal spot for you. And make sure wherever your safe space is going to be at, make sure you have a first aid kit, make sure you have some water, maybe some medication, make sure you have a helmet on as well, just in case things are flying around, you got some protection there. Of course, not every home is built the same. Maybe you got a basement, a lot of people don't. But if you have a basement, obviously that's a great place to go to stay safe in case there's tornadoes. And of course, finally, we're talking about those storm shelters. I spoke with Warning Coordination Meteorologist John DeBlock. He works at the National Weather Service here in Birmingham, speaking about the importance of FEMA shelters.
The gold standard is a FEMA rated shelter, whether it's one of those in the ground in your garage and you slide the door and you go down into the pit, or whether it's an above ground reinforced, steel reinforced concrete with that heavy door, or even one of those kind of the shelters that are half in the ground, half out of the ground. There are plenty of different options that are available for you that are, they're available for a price, obviously a little bit pricier. But that's the gold standard. If you can get a FEMA rated shelter installed in your home or wherever your place of business, that's the great, the objective that we strive for.
Well, as you know, we got some bad options. Now, a manufactured home's an affordable, great place to live in, but unfortunately, when it comes to tornadoes, you got a lot of wind, and if they go underneath that manufactured home, it's going to pick it up, and it's just not a safe place to be at. Vehicles, definitely not a place you want to be in. Obviously, we know hours in advance if there's active weather. If you know that, try to avoid the roads so you're not stuck in your vehicle in an emergency situation. Stay away from those overpasses. Don't want to be underneath those either, and you don't want to be in a very large open room or like a gymnasium. So try to avoid that. But the best options, of course, a basement if you've got it, the lowest floor away from windows, an interior room like a bathroom, and then finally, as we were just mentioning, a FEMA safe room or a storm shelter. The more you know, the better off you are, and we just want you to stay safe. So having that plan, knowing what to do before something happens, is the biggest step in getting prepared and staying safe.
Thanks, Matt. Well, when you go to your safe place, you need to make sure before you even get there, you're going through that severe weather safety checklist. So, of course, we always say one of the most reliable ways to receive weather alerts is your NOAA weather radio. So that's that good old-fashioned radio that you can get, and we program them at weather radio programming events. You can get those there. It's very loud. Will wake you up in the night, and we even have the ability now with some weather radios, if you're part of the deaf or hard of hearing community, that there's a light that can be installed on that can wake you up during the night. So lots of options to receive alerts. Of course, we have the First Alert Weather app as well. You can go into the settings tab to receive notifications for weather alerts. And anytime there's severe weather, you want to make sure you charge your devices in case you have power outages. And of course, if you have a situation, not just if there's going to be a tornado, but maybe you have damaging winds with a severe thunderstorm threat, you want to secure those loose outdoor items as well. But it's always a good idea to make sure you have that First Alert Weather app. Of course, use this code on your screen. You can scan it with your phone, that QR code. And if you scan that, you'll be able to get alerts for your exact location and stay up to date on the latest forecasts. And as we prepare to see multiple rounds of rain over the next week, stay tuned to the app. And of course, First Alert Weather Extra. Duh, you're already doing that now. Good job. And we will let you know what you can expect. And in 30 seconds, the Severe Weather Awareness Week continues as we talk about a powerful tool that helps locate tornado shelters not just in Alabama, but across the U.S. We'll be right back. Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. Meteorologist Lauren Linehan here. We've been talking about that chance for some spotty showers, giving you the first alert that, hey, it's not going to be a deluge by any means through the start of the weekend, but we could see some off and on spotty light rain showers. As we look at First Alert AccuTrack right now, pretty dry, but there is the possibility of some isolated showers developing overnight. In the meantime, as Wes was mentioning, today has been record breaking with February heat. So even as we get past sunset tonight, we're still at 68 in Coleman, 71 in Birmingham, 73 in Centerville, and 75 in Utah. So as we get to the next several days, really over the next week is when we're going to be seeing that wetter pattern. We've talked about spotty showers here over the next couple days, but we do want to watch that over the next week as we see these off and on rounds of rain, that we could be seeing a good 2 to 3 inches of rain falling across central Alabama. As of right now, though, we are looking good in terms of that rainfall, but certainly got to keep a close eye on that weather forecast in the days ahead. Tania.
Yes, Lauren, you are exactly right. We need to keep a close eye because, hey, listen, if you're trying to avoid the wet weather, it's good to be able to check in and figure out the timing of when the rain's coming and when it's going to be gone so that you can get out and about when there isn't rain dampering on your plans, right? But as we continue awareness and preparedness for severe weather, and as we head into spring specifically, I had the chance to speak with Dr. Craig Cece, the founder of Find Your Tornado Shelter, and the importance behind finding storm shelters during active weather. Okay, so you started this entire project during your dissertation. It has expanded so much since then. Tell us about the website, the name of it, and why you think it's so important for people to know and be able to identify the nearest storm shelter to them.
The website is findyourtornadoshelter.com, and the goal is to ensure that you know where you can go, like have the exact coordinates, the exact address if possible, and the town or the landmark that it's near. And if they accept pets, a few of them do, most don't, unfortunately, for those who want to protect your cats and dogs, but there are some that do. So you might be able to take your four-legged buddies with you, depending on the shelter and also the capacity. And it's always been a work in progress to make sure people know that they have a safe place, especially if you live in a mobile home, which really is never a safe place during a tornado, or if you're outdoors, or if you're out traveling, driving, or even if you just feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's so important for people to be able to identify where they can go in the event that their home is not the safest place for them to be to withstand tornado force winds and, the whole nine. There's a lot that goes within severe weather. You have hail, just a safe place in general. So that's good. And I'm so glad that you decided to take on this project to solve an issue. I'm just curious, though, what sparked this interest particularly for you? And is there a moment that you had as far as dealing with the severe storm that made you like, oh my gosh, I need to make sure that people know about tornado shelters and where they're at?
There were no maps that I could find that I could identify any locations. And based on my experience, I wrote an article on how to manage the tornado sheltering during the pandemic, which was published in 2021. And then one of the questions I asked on a later part of my dissertation in a survey was, would you use a website or a mobile app if there is such a place that you can find shelters? And most who responded, admittedly we're talking like 1,000 responses, said yes, they would. And I slowly started it first on an experimental basis while still in school, and then it became operational. And then probably the next turning point where it really took off was the Rolling Fork tornado, which was here in Mississippi about just under 2 years ago.
Well, we appreciate the work that you do, and we are so glad that you decided to take some time today to just share about your website and the information that you're still working with building as far as, of course, there's shelters that are being developed. There's always constant upgrades to your product, and we're just so grateful. So tell us one more time the name of the website, your name, and where people can be in contact with you.
I am Dr. Craig Cece, and I am under CC_Stormwatch at most social media platforms because it's pretty spread out nowadays. And The website is findyourtornadoshelter, all one word, .com. And it's been viewed many times, and I'm hoping to get it upgraded in the next few months. We'll just have to wait and see if that does happen.
Well, still ahead on First Alert Weather Extra, we're going to talk about what to expect for your Friday. Plus, we're going to head to the classroom where we visit our latest junior weather watchers with Wes. We'll be right back.
All right, we are tracking some rough weather happening in states north of Alabama. These are active tornado warnings across parts of Tennessee, parts of Kentucky, and with these warmer conditions that we've been dealing with across the region here, you just know that there's going to be a stormy setup somewhere, a lot of instability across the region, but this all stays north of us tonight. We're going to be fine. All that's going to pass well north, but the one thing we could see in the morning, once again, some overcast conditions, some maybe some patchy fog, some mist and drizzle like what we saw earlier today, and that's actually going to happen again early Saturday, early Sunday. It's just a very a muggy sort of environment that we're in right now, and the temperatures overnight will only bottom out in the 60s out there. But that live look at radar not showing any precipitation, but overnight tonight you can see how those clouds start to really build again. We'll have early morning low clouds and again some patchy fog, some mist, drizzle. You can see the rain chances though very limited as far as the coverage goes. There's tomorrow afternoon, and not a bad Friday afternoon. I tell you what, upper 70s with some sun sun breaking through. It's going to be a lot like today. Weather kind of improves as the day goes on. Southwest wind, maybe a brief shower, passing shower. We're going to keep that rain chance in there for the next few days. You can see, though, the greatest coverage-wise rainfall really favors areas to the north. Now, I just want to make sure if you live in areas to the south, like Clanton and over towards Demopolis, Greensboro, Rockford, those areas, I would still plan for maybe the possibility of an isolated shower, but the rain chances will be higher, as you can see, for areas to the north. This is when it changes, is next week. That front to the north where most of this rain's been happening, that's going to start to slide south. And you can see once that settles in around the middle of next week, we've got a lot of rain to talk about. I think we could end up 3-4 inches of rain easily by the end of next week, and also the possibility of a few embedded thunderstorms. The way it looks right now, I think as we go into Thursday, perhaps a risk that we could see some stronger thunderstorms to the south. But of course, we have the Super Bowl right here on WBRC. If you're tuning in on Sunday, maybe have some friends, family coming over to watch a game. You can see for travel conditions there during the day Sunday, not a lot of rain. It's a very spotty showers, but those temperatures still in the 60s. We'll gradually see the temperatures take a tumble next week, and that's because we're going to have more wet weather, as you can see. Valentine's Day still looks like possibility of some showers around. Again, I wouldn't at this stage. We still have plenty of time to watch it. Don't cancel any big plans because that rain could end early in the day and we catch another nice little break. So there's going to be some off and on periods of rainfall that we're going to be monitoring, but we're very confident by Tuesday we are going to see a next best chance for rain and again possibly some thunderstorms. And right now what we want to do is take you to Weather in the Classroom. And we had a great visit today at Hubbardville School. Lots of junior weather watchers. This is the 4th graders there. Miss Afshar's class and Miss Brand got to see Principal Donovan today, and we actually worked on some, we had the high pressure challenge, as I call it, Tania. We had the weather experiments with the balloons, and we had the guitar, so we sang some weather songs today, and they have worked through the book that we have online, the activities, and they are WBRC Junior Weather Watchers. So a wonderful group there today in Fayette County, and so great to visit West Alabama today. You can register, teachers. Go to our website, and you can have any meteorologist from the team come visit your class. Just sign up right there online, and also you can find the activity book that we have, Tania. We have a great booklet there, and also some coloring pages for Color the Weather. So be sure to check that out if you go to Weather in the Classroom. Again, that's at WBRC.com. But right now, what we want to do is take it beyond the 7-day forecast, which looks like a lot of rain on the way, and I just really want to stress we still have a few days to watch this, and just you and I were discussing the weather today. Yesterday, the models, the timing's a little different every day, but we're very confident Tuesday's that first round of rain that we're going to have.
Yeah, definitely, Wes. I think that Tuesday we'll see rain being likely, but then after that, we're really watching this front, whether it stalls or whether it passes through, determining what period we're expecting the heaviest rainfall and even a few thunderstorms, as you mentioned earlier.
Right, gotta watch that.
So let's go and take you beyond the 7-day. The first thing I want to talk about is that temperature outlook, February 14th through February 20th. You can see that much of the northern portions of the United States dealing with below average temperatures, and the lower half is dealing with above average temperatures, and that includes the southeast and us right here across central Alabama. Now, as we look at rainfall, our precipitation outlook through the 20th of this month, much of the U.S. still going to be dealing with above average rainfall, including us here at home, maybe some below average rainfall in parts of Texas and surrounding states, but that does not include us. We're still looking at a very active weather pattern as we continue to closer to the end of the month of February. But I just wanted to point out that this is February 14th. Looks like we could see some showers early in the day, but as your heart grows and as you have those love plans, expect dry conditions. So as of right now, I'm fingers crossed though, as of right now, Valentine's Day looks fairly dry. Looks like we could see rain chances returning though Saturday, February the 15th, maybe even some heavy rainfall, catching some breaks throughout the day Sunday and possibly into the following week. We're talking about February 17th and possibly not seeing our next rain chance till February the 19th. Maybe a few showers, nothing crazy, a few showers continuing into February the 20th, but otherwise looks like a very unsettled pattern through the end of the month. We're still watching though for the possibility for colder temperatures closer to the end of the month as well. So be sure to check in with us for beyond the 7-day, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with a final check of your weather and a look at your photos in just a couple of minutes.
And before we send you off into your Friday evening, some beautiful photos. How about this one from Hueytown, the sunset sent in from Ryan Carty.
And Lynn Burrell sharing this lovely sunset view right here with the clouds and the nice glow in the sky. Beautiful
Gorgeous.
picture.
Yeah, I love that. And Kathy,
Oh, wow.
this one is of Gulf Shores.
Well, they all need to go in a frame,
Yeah.
but especially that one. Hey, Norma Bryan in Kelso, Tennessee.
That's
Wow.
cool.
Oh, I love a good
Like
fire.
a fire sky, yeah.
Yeah.
Red
and,
sky at night.
And then our friend Justin sending this in from Lake Yahoo Park.
All right,
Cool.
Aniston area. So, hey, keep those photos coming. We're going to be tracking the wet weather for you tonight. We'll see you back here first.